Hi, I'm Ken O'Flynn and welcome to Cork Live TV. I'm very, very close to being the very late Ken O'Flynn because, as I was telling my panel here tonight, I got stuck behind some gates that I couldn't get out until I waited for a stranger to come along to hold the gate for me. So we're coming to you slightly late, but I have a couple of goodies. I'm giving away tonight to the 7th on the page a €25 voucher for Hassetts Bakery, one of Cork's favourite bakeries. And I think we have some biscuits and some cookies and all their ingredients and all their very, very good stuff that they give away on a regular basis, and it's really tasty, and I really deserve myself a glass of Gary O'Donovan's white wine actually tonight, because it is a really, really been a tough night. I'm joined on the couch tonight by what has become an internet sensation, a gentleman by the name of Jay Coates, but we know him as Jamie Cotter here in Cork. But Jay, starting off with yourself, 196,000 million people following you on Instagram.
Yeah, about that number. Yeah.
Why is that?
I'd like to hope it's not only just for aesthetic purposes, but I also hope it will be for personality as well. I like to put in a bit of my own flavour with every post that I put in.
Sorry guys, sorry to interrupt you there. We're actually getting a lot of messages in saying they actually don't recognise you. So would you mind if I take off your clothes?
They don't know what he looks like with his clothes on?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to do something.
He was only talking about buying that t-shirt on there.
Is this a new t-shirt?
It was.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's Gucci.
Oh my god, is this alright? Okay. I don't know where to go with this tonight.
Am I right?
People get what the people want.
How did you get a job at the set? You're barred.
Alright, remember?
Alright, we touched that Patrick. It's true.
Anyway.
And we also have a very stylish man here, nominated as Cork's most stylish man this year, if I'm not mistaken. A gentleman by the name of Patrick Hogan, and you're also up there as entrepreneur, big business. Oh my god, I can't believe that.
Yeah, what's happening next to me as well.
Let me help you there. let me just. Okay, all right.
We all need to
Okay, this is good.
Welcome to Live at Ibiza. Jay, I can't believe that happened to you. And
No, I'm still naked right now.
You're now going to talk to us about your involvement in the Me Too movement. I can't believe what just happened. Why am I surprised? Patrick, seriously though,
I love the way everyone's laughing.
Just covering this. Free the movement.
Patrick, let's get back to yourself there a second, and before we start taking your t-shirt off.
Yeah.
As a man who has been at the gym as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not as big as yours.
I can't believe it.
I know. Yeah.
Right, we'll just move on. We'll ignore that completely.
That.
You come back. Of course, most stylish man, but also you won an award last year for Little Island News Business with Energy.
Yeah, so Energy Awareness powered by Seabox Energy, which is our
an American company that came in and set up, and you're employing a lot more people.
Yeah,
now.
so 7, and the plan is to employ up to 30 in the next 2 years, hopefully even quicker.
But you have a new kind of energy program for both the commercial sector and the private sector.
Yeah, we reduced energy consumption up to 70%, all depending on what we can do.
Now, for a lot of our viewers, we're getting so much stuff. I don't know about you, but where I live, we get so much stuff through the letterbox saying, I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, it's going to cost you this, there's this government grant, there's that government grant. Yeah. What's so different about you?
Ours is a patented system, which it can be retrofitted to anywhere, and it's a minimal cost of like €230. So it is.
So how much can I save?
Depending on your system, anywhere between 25 and 70%.
Jay, I've been told I'm just after getting into my ear, you're not allowed to put any more she's after running downstairs, and she has the clippers and she's going to the drive.
Yeah, she's back again.
You're all going to get it.
At least it's a warm studio. Yeah.
This is bad. Oh, this is actually very nice. But drink it to drink. And we're also joined here by Steve Spade. No, you got the name Steve Spade because you do something in spades.
Sure.
So magic is your
I'm just scared that I'm going to get my shirt ripped off or something. I'm not the stylish man. He's running back to Limerick. I'm not the stylish man.
196 billion followers on Instagram.
Not the most stylish man.
Most stylish man in Cork, and and someone from Limerick.
There you go.
Cork Live TV. You know.
There you go.
So you're traveling around the country quite a bit as well, aren't you?
Yeah, when I perform internationally, so I mean, I travel everywhere. Yeah, magic it's such a universal thing, so I can kind of perform from anywhere with it. You know.
But what's happening with you? Like the magic has like really exploded. It's become fashionable again. It's sexy again, sort of stuff. You know. You know, it's no longer kind of guys wearing top hats and pulling rabbits out of, you know, it's...
Yeah, I think that side of it, I mean, it was never really meant to go down that road. Like, if you go back and look at the history of magic, you go back 100 years or more, and you really look at that kind of Houdini, it was a darker era of magic, you know, it wasn't meant to be, there was a genuine kind of a fear against magicians almost, that, you know, the dark arts was part of that, where I think then in the 60s and 70s it changed and became more kind of kid-friendly, and Paul Daniels and Mark Wilson in the States would have changed that, and then Paul Daniels would have been this side of...
And now you have the Darren Browns that are doing kind of
like
this
kind
of...
a lot more psychological.
Which is a very Victorian sort of feel even on stage, isn't
absolutely,
it?
And it's great to see that again. I mean, even in my own shows, I kind of show elements of stuff that hasn't been on stage in like 100 years or more.
Really?
So yeah, a little twist. And actually I have something for you, a little prediction, which we can get back to later on. Don't look at it.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's a prediction.
All right. Somebody's going to lose their shirt today. Literally. Okay, so that's a prediction.
Yeah. And I've got some. I was just back from Barcelona, and I was at the oldest magic shop in the world, and I just got some of these. So there's like old. That's Alexander, and we've got. I don't know, can you get this on the camera? That's Keller, and another.
I'm familiar with these photographs. You know, you kind of see them every now and again.
Yeah, you'd see them in movies like The Prestige and things like that. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, everyone knows Houdini. We've got that as well. And we have Thurston, another famous magician, and Vox, which is another German magician. So you can see these are all in envelopes. I'm actually going to give it to one of the lads just to mix. Should I just give them a mix? Mix.
I wouldn't trust him.
No, I wouldn't either.
Good. And if you just fan them out.
Jay, going back to yourself. Are we going to do a trick? Are you going to do a trick now? You are?
No, I'm just going to, and this will be important. You happy with that one?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to change your mind?
No.
That feels right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So that's perfect. Yeah, you can hang on to that till later on and hang on to the prediction as well.
Okay, so something magical is going to happen on the show.
There you go.
Not just the magic I create every week. Jay, go back to yourself.
That's to be seen.
You've like since the Instagram explosion, which is what 4 years you've been doing social media, such as like where did you decide that you were going to set up on social media and you were going to start posting and becoming a social media influencer? Did you just wake up one morning and say?
Well, I suppose it was a bit of peer pressure actually, from some friends who actually are doing it.
Right. Okay.
But now that I suppose I've surpassed them far. But there's actually motivation from one of my friends who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, that he always encouraged me to post my progress online. So when I started going to the gym and starting to get bigger and such and all my different progress, he always encouraged me to do that online, and I kind of continue on that legacy to this day.
So is this all just 4 years?
No. This will be 7 years.
Right.
But like a lot of people at the start.
This took 40 years.
A lot of people at the start don't exactly know what to do, so you're just going inside and lifting up weights and going on, on the treadmill and stuff. And you're clueless for the first maybe year or maybe two, unless you get a personal trainer to kind of.
Like Patrick, you're with a PT, aren't you?
Yeah. I find personal training the most amazing thing I've ever done. I was never ever a gym person.
Because you've lost a significant amount of weight.
Yeah, for 14 pounds in 12 sessions.
Oh, that's fair play. You see, I'm now confused with what personal trainers are doing online, because there's so many guys now, and they have amazing photographs up, and they try to emulate my body.
Of course,
it's not going very well for them, but they're getting there.
Take 4 years.
They have 6 packs. I have a keg.
The dad bods.
But like, there's guys now offering their services and they're charging 200 quid a month. They never meet you. They tell you, go to the gym, do 10 sit-ups, do 5 press-ups, and hey presto, send me an email at the end of the week. And your credit card number. I find that amazing, but has PT gone to that level?
Yes, it's a huge.
And is it working?
It is. A lot of people make businesses from it. Even I make money from it.
They make business out of it, but
yes.
Do their clients? Do they have repeat clients?
I wouldn't really know about their statistics and such, but for myself now, I would have repeat clients. I'm getting into that side of things myself as well. Yeah.
I find that amazing. That you don't meet somebody, because the idea of having a personal trainer for me is the guy that I would have to be taken into a gym by the hair of the head and thrown on a machine and say, do that or I'll shoot you.
Yeah.
I you know, the idea of going to actually I'm okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Some days
There's
I'm
a
like, I just wanted to bring me into
Yeah.
I'm like, Ken, let's go. It's all about accountability. Like sometimes you can't.
So is this the new
unfortunately have that
buzzword,
person.
an accountability coach?
You could call it a buzzword, yeah. But it is all about accountability. Let's say now, even if you didn't have a personal trainer, but you had a good friend that you go to the gym with.
Yeah, that's fair.
If he's saying get up, it's time to go to the gym, you're more than likely to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Just like if you have a trainer who's expecting you to clock in every week, give me your progress, send me your photos.
Yeah.
You have that accountability factor. So it is very viable, and especially a lot of people follow people that they want to look like. They're role models. For
I
those
noticed
people.
that you follow me on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And all of my own.
I need to get the dad bod.
Yeah, I've managed that, haven't I? The granddad bod. But just I'm fascinated by this. So there is a genuine business, and it is a good, if you have the right person.
Absolutely.
And it does actually work for people, does it?
Yeah, because if they're doing it, if they've built their bodies from scratch, what's stopping you from doing the same?
How do you know when somebody is like, you know, you're following this person, you're sending him your credit card details, how do you know he's in Cork, you're in Belfast, or how do you know if this is a real person, a genuine person, you know, that it's not photoshopped and all this sort of stuff?
Well, unfortunately,
and there are charlatans out there, but there's charlatans in every business.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
That is unfortunately a real thing that's online. A lot of people do use Photoshop for images, or people will make up fake businesses and things like that.
But your body is 100% genuine. You are using.
Well, we just saw it.
You are using supplements and all that sort of stuff. You're not, you know. Dawn, are you still here on the set? Can you make sure that Jay's body is perfect? Is real?
She's
could you just check everything? Nothing has been photoshopped.
She had.
As I said, I was late.
Cue the music.
That is sexy music for you, Dawn.
You're not wrong there.
So everything here is genuine.
Okay.
What? Yeah.
Top
It has.
I'm going to be divorced by the end of this. Yes, definitely. I didn't even know you could get muscles up there. Oh my god. Hard, tasty, washerboard man.
Washerboard man. That's what. No, there's your new one. Washerboard
We're
man.
besties now. We're besties. We're very close now.
Dawn, you now owe me €100 because you did promise €100. I found myself a new business.
Better go back
to work.
threatening people.
Yeah, that's true. And believe me, she is threatening people. That's like, but you've made a living out of this. You've finished with work. You're a social media influencer. People are sending you loads of free things, I assume.
Yeah, that's the.
What's the weirdest thing that you've been sent?
I do get some weird party type outfits from one company that aren't so weird when you put in the party context, but if you wear it outside of a party context, it would look very strange.
I never get invited to the parties.
Things which would be similar to like kind of fishnet stuff, which I wouldn't wear, but I would see it in parties. But it is definitely a very fashionable thing nowadays. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you go to the Rocky Horror Show quite a lot, do you?
That's Halloween's coming up, so it's perfect time to wear fishnets.
And you're sorted. But you're a spokesman for several underwear companies and leisure wear companies, and then you have the. But you're also a gamer as well, because I see on your other social media you're recommending games and you're going through games and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I suppose that's one of my hobbies. You know, it's one of my. Well, I won't say it's a guilty pleasure because I've been doing it since I was a boy. So it's just something that I do to relax. Put on a game on the PlayStation for an hour or two.
And then you review a chat about it on Instagram and Facebook and all the other social media.
From time to time. I'm not that active with that. I generally represent clothing companies now, like underwear and such.
Yeah.
So there'd be some great brands out there now that I happily get to work with all the time. I'm starting with a nutrition one very soon. I just signed a contract there for it recently. So that's going to be exciting as well.
Good stuff. I'm actually a spokesperson for pregnancy wear. Yeah, because apparently I have the perfect body for 9 months old. For just about, elastic trousers. And Jay's kind of going, that could be true. Patrick, on a serious note, like going back to the energy stuff, and I know we're jumping around in all conversations and things like that. Now, you used to be in game design. You still do dabble a little bit in that yourself as well.
Yeah, so I did spend 12 years with GameStop.
Yeah.
I would say the best years of my life, but I won't say that now.
How do you go from game design and marketing of gaming to developing your own game, which I think I don't know how much you want to tell us about that at the moment, or how secret that is.
No.
But how do you go from that to being the Irish managing director of an energy company and Seabox, which is a huge American company?
Yeah. So I spent for the career path first from GameStop to going back to college, doing computer science, to criminalistics, to then having my own company, doing marketing. 5 years in charge of a natural beauty brand, which was completely out of left wing, and then coming into Seabox with Jim Brennan, and then setting up Seabox EMEA in Ireland. We're here now over 2 years, and then purchasing Energy Awareness and creating the Seabox Energy brand, which we brought Seabox Energy to New York, Philadelphia, and New Jersey.
So you're selling an energy product that you've invented, that your team has invented.
So two Cork guys, Harry Ray and David Ray.
So this is a Cork design, Cork invention, and it's being sold now in the United States. Yeah. And you're telling me that you can have this installed for about 200
euros. It can work, or else you
can get the deluxe.
We can do deluxe, we do intermodal, which is a container which we ship around the world. Yeah. We can do a heating system in a box. It can be anything.
What I was fascinated there, because we were chatting a couple of months ago down at the LIBA Awards, and you were telling me that you can design a heating system that will reduce for hospital heating bills, and you've done it on huge chain supermarkets as well, and you're selling that energy either back into the grid and making profit for people, or else they're generating other things inside their buildings.
So basically now, since the 1st of October, you can actually there is a patch for Ireland to sell back into the grid for commercial businesses to sell back in the grid, which has been done around the world for years. We're a small bit behind in that, but we monitor hospitals down West Cork, a number of them. We can tell if there's a problem. Normally, it's a small problem. There's no huge cost to fixing a small problem. But it's how you think about a heating system design. But then you also think, how can you, let's say, take the hot water, let's say right now what we're doing, taking the heat from a data center, which contains a lot of heat, and turning that into hot water to give that.
Because energy costs are going to be the biggest thing that are going to affect us. Brexit down the line, and I know we're getting very serious here, but Brexit down the line, and everything else that's coming at us, European regulation, etc. And we've seen the price of oil, and I predict the price of oil will probably go to about $200 a barrel and beyond, because of people stocking it. You heard it here first. If you make money out of this, and you make money in the oil business, you owe me a commission. No, but that is the reality of it, isn't it?
Completely, and we face huge fines from Europe with the Paris Agreement. So it's going to cost somewhere in the region of €1 billion a year in 2020 of a fine. So we need to do something, and carbon.
Okay, but who's going? The Irish government is going to get €1 billion fine from Europe.
Yeah,
and that's because we've signed the Paris Agreement. Now we all agree that the Paris Agreement is a good thing to bring down global warming. But why are we in a situation that we're not fixing our? I prefer to spend €1 billion here in Ireland on fixing the energy problem.
It's an investment. It's an education side of things. Again, I'm not an engineer, but. It's affordability, and that's what we brought to the Seabox Energy commercial brand, which we can lease any heating system design to them, so there's no upfront cost with us.
So you're doing, that's what the other thing that because you go onto all these websites and they're talking about government grants, and then you really drill down, you're saying, well, it's going to cost me 20 grand to do this, but the government grant is only 2.5 grand. Where am I going to come up? Your company is organising, financing the whole lot.
So we finance the domestic and we lease to commercial.
Right. Okay.
And so there's no the money the money barrier is the
least of your problems.
The least of your problems. And technically, if it's done right, which we will always do it right, it will the savings that you save will pay for your lease.
Right. Okay.
So
it's a win-win for everybody.
Win-win completely. And just on the game thing, I set up Irish Emergency Service, or RPC, so it's a role play community. But the idea of it is...
Jay's into that.
Yeah.
There's lots of costumes.
Well, I won't go that far. Yeah.
But basically, I take the Grand Theft Auto engine in my own server and create a training simulator for the guards, the fire service, and the ambulance service.
That'd be a game you'd like to play, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's taken 2 years and it looks fairly real now. Over 36,000 views.
So what happens with this now? It's going to be developed further, or
well, it will be developed further. It's constant development, but
this is your own kind of pet project.
Yeah. It's again pastime.
Yeah.
Because of the interest in.
Where do you have a time for a pastime?
I don't know.
You know,
I think Lindsay's probably watching and saying that he
has
no time.
There's the guy that goes upstairs and says, I have to work for an hour or two. Yeah.
That's why in my new office at home I have no windows.
There you
So
go.
no one knows I'm there.
Yeah, how bad? Like, in fairness, Pat, it's an amazing path that you've taken in life, but I'm fascinated at the fact that you can get an energy system starting off from 200 quid for your home that's going to save you money. That's amazing. How do people get in contact with you?
Yeah, you just visit Energy Awareness, which NRG Awareness.
Oh, it's here?
.com.
It's coming up behind us somewhere here, and I'm sure the tech crew, if she's not too busy drooling, can put a link underneath here as well for Energy as well.
Brilliant.
Because it does sound quite. It's a Cork company as well.
It's a Cork company. We're based in Little Island.
Yeah, and you're like, for something that's just started.
Yeah.
It's gone. I know you're helped by the United States, but I can't believe you're selling into America already. Fair play to you. Well done. Well done.
It's been
so there's another 30 jobs coming as well.
Yeah.
Send the CVs as well, lads. There you go now. First off,
add me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, there you go.
Vote for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, so tell us about this. And you got nominated as the most stylish man in Cork.
Yeah.
Now I have seen a couple of your suits, and they are fairly mint. In
Thanks.
fairness, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's why this is why I'm outside his wheelie bin in case he's showing it out. You know, especially now that you've lost weight, and I can get this. This will be all right.
Oh, you're the car I see outside the squad in the mornings. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought on that one.
Yes, I am stalking. We're talking about. We've agreed I'm stalking you.
Yeah.
But you're talking. You got nominated as the most stylish man in Cork.
So the High Magazine Awards, and I'm really excited about that, and something that I didn't expect at all. But it's great.
Good stuff. Well, you do have a bit of flair. I've seen you at the business lunches. I've seen you at the business breakfast mornings and things like that. And the man has some very, very nice suits. Where do you get your suits? Savile. Well done. Well done. Well, there's no one like Pam and Jim, in fairness. No. They are fairly. Yeah. They're fairly good. In fairness.
I'm going to aspire to be like that if I ever wear clothes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm sure you have very nice underwear. Actually,
I do.
196 billion people have seen it, so including Dawn here. So come on, back to yourself there, Steve.
Yeah.
So, when did the magic start? When did the magic start?
I remember years ago doing an interview with Hot Press, and I told them when the magic started was my dad was obsessed with magic, and when my mother was pregnant, he used to tap her on the stomach with a magic wand, and the girl just looked at me like taking all the notes down, believing every word. I was like, no, obviously I'm messing with you. No, my uncle was a magician, and that interest was there as a child. So as I was watching it, and watching him perform, he was a doctor, but he used to do magic as a hobby.
Is this the only job you've ever had?
No, I've got a degree, and I have a production company as well.
Yeah,
a lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people are like, no, that's your job, you're a magician, but yeah, they don't think it's a real job, but yeah. It's
paying the bills. So therefore, it's a real job, and
well,
if you're happy, and that's
go around the world.
I get to tour, and I get to perform, and I get to see people's reaction to it in different places, in different countries, in different. It's amazing that way as a job. I mean, I don't see it as a job because I just
you're
enjoy
an entertainer.
it.
It's fun, you know.
Yeah, it is exactly.
So is it called the Magic Palace? Is that what it's called in Los Angeles, or
Magic Palace?
This place where the magician's house in Beverly Hills or something.
Oh, yeah, Houdini's mansion.
There's some mansion
and the Magic Circle would be
Magic Circle Club or something like that.
That would be like a brotherhood of magicians worldwide.
So you remember this?
There's lots of different sectors of it. Yeah, and there's a whole kind of background to it as well. There's lots of lectures and conventions and things.
Are you doing that now as well?
Yeah, I've been to loads of them all over the world.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just performing. It's giving lectures.
No, because even when you were talking about the training, like I've done a lot of different unusual kind of training because I'm an escape artist as well. So I've done underwater escapes, and I've done like escaping from fire.
Do you know who you'll never escape?
Go on.
Dawn.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the scissors. I'm waiting.
He definitely would.
The fear is there. She's coming.
Any escape my
I'm going to have to hypnotise you just to get to my car.
There you go.
But
so do you do that as well?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Thank you, DJ.
Timing was a little off, but we won't hold it against you.
Are people going to give up cigarettes or to lose weight? Or
no, I don't do any of the clinical hypnosis. No, but there is guys that do that.
I've noticed that a lot of people that are in the magic business.
Yeah, absolutely. People have done it for surgeries and everything now.
Really?
Yeah. It's very, very interesting. But mine's more theatrical. Mine's a stage hypnotist.
And the escape artist story stuff.
Yeah, escapology, yeah. So big fan of Houdini.
Say that again?
Escapology.
Escapology, there's a new word
there
for
you
us.
go.
The word of the day.
The word of the day,
Escapology.
So yeah, no, I have a massive interest in Houdini, and Irish Times called me the Irish Houdini many years ago. So I'm always living up to that, and like it's a challenge because.
But most of your stuff now is outside of Ireland, is it?
No, it's still here as well. I just performed at Electric Picnic, so it was great to be back there, and I still do corporate and functions around in Ireland,
Right, jeez, fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. I'm very impressed.
You look slightly scared. But to be fair,
I'm just waiting to be turned into a chicken.
To be fair, that's most of the reaction I get. As soon as you start talking, even if you just meet people and they haven't seen you before, and you're just chatting, and you mention magician, hypnotist, they just slowly start not looking at you, and just slowly start.
And you're back in the room.
Yeah. I know it was quite brief and it was quite sudden, but do you want to change your mind? Because you can.
No, I'm happy with
change your mind.
Sure.
That's up to you. I mean,
I'm safe.
No
I'm
one
happy
does,
with
but
mine.
you can if you want any of these.
Nah, I'm happy with mine.
You happy?
Yeah.
And there was lots of different ones to choose from.
Absolutely.
Houdini and Keller and cool. Okay, and I'm going to do something really quick with you. Is that alright? Because you still have the prediction.
Okay.
I have a packet of cards.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting nervous now.
Yeah.
This is
You
when
can
you
see that they're all different.
Yeah.
We'll flick into the camera as well, so you can see the cards are all different. Yeah, all different. Yeah. Cool. So I'm just going to do this, and you're just going to say stop anywhere as I go through the cards. Anywhere at all.
Stop.
Right there. Take that card. Have a look at it.
Okay.
Happy that they're all different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All different.
Okay, good. Sure, the cameras are all different. Okay, good. So he didn't want to change his mind with the envelope, and you can, even to this moment.
Fine.
3 seconds. 3.
He wants me to really change it. No, I'll change. I'll stay.
You stay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you chose a card, you chose an envelope. We've got a prediction. Will we take the envelope? And we'll switch. We'll give you this.
Like this? Okay.
Perfect. Okay, let's see which one you picked. Interesting. Alexander. The man who knows, unusually enough, travel the world as a psychic medium type performer. Very like Darren Brown in that sense, but his character was more of a kind of a Swami, and that's where the kind of traditional Swami image kind of comes from. But he was the man who knows. The idea was no matter what your secret was, he knew what it was. Or he could kind of influence you. And the fact that he's even involved here actually ties into this. And your card was?
The 4 of clubs.
4 of clubs. We show the camera as well. And they're all different. You could have chose any one. You could have stopped anywhere. And there's an envelope just there if you want to pop it open. It's an old Victorian poster of actually Alexander's show.
Okay.
And you can read out what it says.
See your life from the cradle, 4 hits to the grave.
And it has one card, the 4 of clubs.
Oh.
That's a card.
The 4 of clubs is in the centre of that.
Center.
Yeah.
Right there, 4 of
Oh my
clubs.
god.
And just in case you thought it was like I
No,
switched the envelope or did anything after all this,
I refused.
earlier before I even came on set, I took a
that's
picture
true.
of
And there is
that.
nothing over here,
And
I swear to God.
it's on my Facebook,
Wow.
so you can check it out.
I'm very impressed.
It's unreal.
I'm very
It's unreal.
It's kind of a bit spooky, you know?
It's weird.
It is kind of spooky, you know. And I have met a lot of magicians in my time, and
Sure.
you know, and 1 or 2 famous guys, and you know, you do kind of see the sleight of hand, and you see where they're doing stuff, and you know, you play along, and you're being pleasant about it. But that's kind of weird. Yeah. Don't think we'll invite him back.
That's the norm.
Yeah, Jake, I'm gonna have to ask you one more question,
Yeah,
because
sure.
you know, we got kind of friendly via text messages back and forth to one another, because I texted you one day and I asked you for advice because all these underwear companies were coming to me asking me to wear their designs. But you've had a hair transplant,
True, yeah.
like myself, and this is your second one.
Yes.
So what's the experience like for you?
From the first one or the second one or overall?
Both.
So I've been losing my hair since I was 22. I'm 30 now. So over those years, you know, every year looking in the mirror, less and less and less, not happy about it.
I know exactly what you're going through.
it's a personal choice. Some people wear, I suppose, the baldness with pride. I wanted to go back to how I used to look. I used to like having gel in my hair and such like that. So I decided to do something about it, and I looked up, I got advice from a friend who went through it, and then I went to Turkey for it. Now, the first time I went there, you know, I didn't know what to expect. The procedure itself there was some painful aspects to the surgery, especially when you get the local anesthetics. Worst part ever. So to put it in the front and then to put it into the back. So what to do is to harvest the hair from the back of the head, and then over the next possibly 4 or 5 hours, you're lying on the table just waiting, and you have 2 nurses just inputting every single follicle back into the top of your head. I had to get about 4,000 hairs done. Over the next 2 weeks then, it's all the recovery, all the different medicines. There's a bit of pain, bit of discomfort. The worst part of it would have been the sleeping, absolutely.
For me, that was exactly the same.
Yeah.
It was just the crick in the neck. You have this bloody pillow, which is an airline pillow around your head, and you become a wonderful person to live with for 2 weeks, don't you?
Yeah, you can't sleep on the side. You can't move. Yeah. You're just there, like a vampire, just resting, in the coffin. But when it's all said and done over the next weeks and months, you just see it happening, and you realise that it's all worth it. And now, of course, I had to get it all shaved off again because I went for the second operation 3 weeks ago. So to put 1,000 hairs into the middle this time because I wanted to make it more dense in the middle.
Because I've met you since you had the operation. Jesus, it was fantastic. You had a full head of hair, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they couldn't do the back because there's only so much hair they can get from your donor area to put on the front. So when I went the first time, they said to me, look, when you look in the mirror, you're going to have hair, so you can actually see you have hair, but you're not going to have hair in the back. So it's like you're naturally receding from the back. So this time they did tell me that I'll have to go back. So I was like, that's fine. So this time now I got 2,000 hairs implanted into the back. Now it looks like as if I'm still kind of bald right now because they're minimal.
Well, like I'm 5 months into mine, and it's now I'm kind of feeling the hair kind of coming into it, the area that it. Yeah. That it was, you know.
So, you would have got leaflets similar to mine, being like possibly like the first 3 months expect this, 6 months, 12 months expect this. So the first 3 months is just the roots kind of implanting into the hair and just slowly kind of growing.
But
that's your permanent hair.
Were you like me, where you were kind of looking in the mirror every day, kind of going, where is it? Where is it going to grow? When is it going to grow? Mine didn't take.
And like I got mine done in November last year, and then by the time I'm looking at the summer, I'm just like, where did this come from? I'm looking at a full head of hair. I'm going to the barbers now. I'm getting it cut. I'm like, this is something I haven't been able to do in years. You know, it was amazing. But now I'm back to the same kind of thing, being like, where's the hair? Where's the hair? Yeah. So it's great that I have hair here. You can easily see it because I had this before. The hair in the middle that I got transplanted this time, it's kind of joining up with the existing hair, and this is just going to take some time.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I think you were extremely brave to do it, and you have, in fairness to you, you've been mentoring a lot of people, not just me. I know there's a lot of people around Cork that you've given time to, and you've met for cups of coffee and chatted to and recommended to, and since in fairness to you, I decided that I was going to go out and do this, and I spoke to Brenda Dennehy about it, who's one of my friends, and she said, will you come on Prendeville and talk about it? And I said, if this guy that I know from online, and he's from Cork and all this sort of stuff, has had it done, and he's been the guy that's been telling me everything about it and what to expect, and in fairness, you came on and you said, that's what I've had done, that's how I've done it, and the whole lot, and I sent 19 other people who've come to me to Turkey. I should set up a bloody business. What am I doing presenting television? There's a job for us. But I've sent 19 guys who have contacted me from Wexford to Mayo, from Cork, and said, I read about it on the Examiner, I heard about it online from being picked up on the Prendeville story.
Absolutely.
What you've done yourself from talking about it online yourself.
I've got so many people. It's great like that.
Yeah.
Like when you put yourself out there online as much as I suppose as I do, or anybody who does, YouTube and Instagram, all Facebook.
Do you have a lot of haters?
Funnily enough, I don't. I rarely ever get
maybe it's
back
just
comment.
me.
Now, after saying that, everyone's going to start trolling me. Everyone's going to start trolling me now that I said funnily enough.
Dawn, we have a new challenge.
Dawn's going to be the first one there.
She's already doing it.
Say, at least she's
We're going to troll Jay, you and I.
that's great.
Yeah, a troll off.
Wow.
I have a feeling it's going to be you.
There's going to be so many trolls now. It's great.
Pictures of me in the post with the scissors.
Yeah, it's when she starts doing the live call rounds. But
We're the one hanging outside people's houses in
for suits.
Yeah.
I need another style of work. but you know, you don't get a huge amount of hate from people.
I rarely see a bad comment, and like I don't have any special like tool or something set up to look for these comments. I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
I look at my comments daily because I like engaging with my audience, and that helps build your social media presence. So I won't say I'm constantly on social media, but I'm constantly aware of what people say about me. But I don't take it to heart either, because these are people who could be trolling or not. But as I said, I rarely get.
I have to tell you a funny one that happened to me only this morning. Is I put up a picture of an Irish breakfast that I cooked and said, great start to the day, blah blah blah. And it's rare now I'm actually cooking Irish breakfast, And this lady from she was from Chicago, and just said, you'll have to come to Chicago, can you send it to Chicago to me? And I replied back jokingly, perhaps if I can come and stay with you for 2 weeks, I'll cook three or four of them for you. So I got a private message back from her saying, I don't know you, and really I don't feel comfortable about you coming to stay with me, but if you're in Chicago. I was kind of like, oh God, love her. Oh my God, what's going on today back in the set?
So are you going to go? Or?
No, I'm certainly no. I never had. I'd like to point out I never had the intention of going and staying with somebody's house in Chicago for 2 weeks, but it was good. It was good fun.
If she pays for the flight, I'd take it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have time for anyway. But Jay, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on board, and thanks for taking off your clothes, being
They
abused.
were taken off me. I took them off.
There was very little objection. There was very little objection.
My bestie.
There was very little objection from you. Patrick, well done on what you're doing. We're going to put up a link underneath, please. Somebody who is Dawn doesn't really work here; she's just turns up.
I've been here since I was last time. I haven't even left.
No, we know.
I iron your shirts, Ken. Come on, please.
No, you don't. Why do you think I'm outside his wheelie bin? Patrick, good luck on the most. That's on in November.
24th, the day before my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And now he has to win. So there's. They actually can vote online, can't you?
Energyawareness.com/Patrick Hogan. You can vote for me in that.
Energy. Oh God. He has his own website and all, You're taking this fairly serious, are you? Yeah. Jay, give him a plug on your social media, whatever God's sakes.
Send me a message, man.
196 billion votes, man. Actually, you need to start canvassing for me as well. Light bulb moment.
Where's my envelope?
Just so happened. You're getting the 4 at clubs. And where can we see you next, Steve?
You can check me out on social media and stuff. I'm all
to
over.
updates of what you're doing.
Yeah, and I'll be touring again next year. So
it's at
www.stevespademagic.com.
stevespademagic.com.
Yeah. Do you want to see one last thing before I go?
I would love to see one last thing. Yeah.
Write your name onto this, or
magic,
whatever you like. Name, initials.
You want me to write on this?
Yeah, your name or your initials, whatever you like.
Don't troll me, okay?
Yeah, it's not helping. The music is not helping. I feel like I'm in The Shining or something.
I get my scissors.
It doesn't matter if you see it because it's upside down. We all know this the 4 close for murder and everything else. If you put your hand up for me like this, even if you lean forward, I'll put your card here. Put your hand on top, so I can't get near it. Hold it really tight. I'll take the next card, which is the 6 of hearts. Not just the 6 of hearts, but audible. Not just the eye can be confused, so up in the ear.
Oh my God!
I have 1 card, your name. You didn't sign an extra one, 4 clubs. What do you have?
Are you serious?
Take a look.
Ken's gonna die.
I'm really actually freaked out by this. I'm really freaked out by this.
We'll do it one more time. We'll take your card. I don't know. Can you get the glass? Can you get the glass on the table? No, maybe.
Yeah. Let's take down the Hassetts bakery bag.
There we go. Yeah.
And could you put those in the back of my car?
Yeah.
So that's how I keep my slim port. Yeah, my dad bod.
We'll take your card with your name on it.
Programmer
Like this, and I'll leave it right here.
Okay, so it's here.
Yeah.
Underneath the glass.
Absolutely.
No, I've seen that now. Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is the 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna leave that on the top. If you just put your finger here. Watch.
No.
Thanks.
No. No!
Oh my god. He's evil. He is evil.
When I was in Barcelona, they just
That
playing
is-
Diablo constantly. My girlfriend loved it though.
I was actually just thinking devil. The devil's.
Yeah,
my God.
yes.
El
Absolutely.
Diablo.
That's right, we get.
Oh my god.
And sleep. No, I wasn't. Leave it alone.
Well, it has been a weird night. that is freaky. That is freaky. That is freaky. It really is. Thanks so much for coming on and sharing those with us. I never want to see you again. I'm kind of really freaked actually. No, I feel violated. I now know how you feel. Energy. Okay, I'm just going to go back to this again. You can get people's energy costs down for as little as 200 quid.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Yes.
All right, okay. Contact you. We're going to put up a link underneath. I can't believe you can do that. That's unbelievable. And we're also need to vote for you. So Cork, get out there.
Yeah.
Start voting. Start placing your number 1 vote for the Cork's most stylish man, who has amazing suits, by the way. Yeah. So go out there. Yeah. I know. I wear them. Again, I'm Ken O'Flynn. It has been a charming night. Thanks so much for coming on. Really enjoyed your time with us. Patrick Hogan needs to be energy aware. / Patrick Hogan. There's going to be a link. Vote for him for the High Most Stylish Man of the Year. Jay, keep on doing what you're doing. You're up to what are you? How many followers do you really have? It's 196,000 or something.
Well, when you add up all the different,
yeah,
I'd have to add them all up. Like on Instagram it's 140, on Tumblr it's 10, Facebook is like 15. But Twitter's still new to me.
Do you know what I hate? Show offs. Who asked you for an opinion? That is all the time we really have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a blast. I am really afraid of this guy. Thank you. And good night. Well, that was weird. That was